of you who are new and who have just joined us in Facebook, the gentleman who just spoke ahead of me is called Sam Sia. And a lot of people call him legendary Sam Sia because he's our team leader for Full House Power. And Full House Power has been organizing this session for a long time, many, many years for our success, more for us than for anything else. And today, at this particular junction, we are very proud to have somebody who is very young, started off this business at age 18, and now he's got a lot of success stories to share. This gentleman, by the way, is called Saga Kasuma. He's now a 6'82". He's from India. His father is called Mighty Saga. So can you imagine a Mighty Saga having a mighty son who is now a 6'82"? And his group is doing so well that he should be 682-2 by December. And instead of going ahead to become an IT student, he left after having graduated to do Kangen full-time. Despite being full-time, he still got some time left to improve his personal life, and he's now a second-year law student. This is a great story to share for all of us who want to recruit millennials into the business. Saga, if you are ready, you can begin to unmute yourself to share. But before you share, let's give Saga a big round of applause to give him energy, to give him a good vibration so that he can share with us how a young millennial like him, can succeed in this business. Thank you, Saga. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much.
We can't hear you much. Maybe you can speak a bit closer to the mic.
You can't hear. Can you hear me right now?
Now much better. Now much better.
Much better. Thank you.
Yes, very good.
Very good. Very good. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Michael. Thank you, Mr. Samsia, for this very good opportunity for me to share. So let's start this session. Okay, basically, my name is Sagar. I am from India. I'm a 6'2" right now, and I'm 21 years old. So this presentation of mine, this session of mine, has been wholly, like, to be honest, my life is like somewhat has been like molded indirectly by Mr. Samsia. He doesn't know it yet. He just doesn't know it yet. But like in a way, like my whole life, my whole decisions have changed after I've met him, met his family in Malaysia, went to his house back in 2017. Like uh getting someone saying I have to. Okay, is this fine? Is this better?
No, just
Yes,
put it
very
down.
much.
Just put it down.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Saga, just put your mic down. That's okay.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So in a way, he doesn't know it yet. Nobody, even like I am starting to realize that my actions have like indirectly been based on the teachings of Samsung. How? Basically, my father, when India was starting on Kenyan, it was not even open officially yet. We got our machine from Malaysia, directly from Malaysia. At that time, the machine wasn't even available in India. So we went to Malaysia. We sat in those meetings in the office for hours and hours. And then there were so many doubts, so many clarities to get. And then Samsi is aware of how many questions like my dad used to put him up to, how many hours my dad used to question him about things he doesn't understand, because this is all a new aspect in our life. We come from a traditional businessman. We just selling, trading. That was our thing. This is not our thing. This is nothing compared. That is nothing inside the box. It was completely outside the box. So at that time, I was around 16 years old, 15 years old. So my dad bought this machine to the house. He's starting this business. To be honest, he retired. He retired from the traditional businessman. He wanted to do social service for the rest of his life at that point. And then suddenly he got this machine. He's like, I'm going to start this business. And I'm like, who will buy this? Actually, that's so pricey. Who will buy this? It's so expensive. Who will buy this? That is my first question to him when he first showed me his machine. But right now I'm a 6'2", so that changes it. That changes it. The mindset, the journey changes it, right? So basically, it was a huge process. I'll tell you, you'll get to know about me later by the end of this presentation. But let's just start this presentation. What is the presentation about? So basically, this is another thing you might have heard Samsia say, because that is where I learned it from. Clarity leads to power. This is clarity leads to power. This is clarity leads to power. This is the topic of my presentation. So basically, whenever a lot of things we do, we don't have clarity about. Like, we're just doing it for the sake of doing it, or the flow of doing it, or because people are doing it. Right? There's no clarity of why we're doing things. But what I think is, when we gain clarity over things, our efficiency will be better. The efforts we put are different. Our the time we put into it is different, right? Like, what? Let's start the. Let me just share the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes, good.
Yes, thank you. So basically, okay, cool. So life in Enagic. Let me give a clarity on life in Enagic. See, I'm a 21-year-old. I could be doing anything right now. Like, I still have options in my hand. I can just choose what I want to do. But this is what I choose. Like, this is where I give my most time. Let me tell you why. Let me give you the clarity. Let me tell you how I got the clarity into doing things. Right? So let me say the ultimate goals of life. Okay. So basically, every human being has some goals. He's like, it differs from person to person, but ultimately he's living for something, right? He's living for something. He needs something in life. He desires something. And what are those? Let me just give you clarity on it. Health, or a family, or welfare, or wealth, pleasure and enjoyment, or mental peace, or name and fame. Ultimately, we all work for this, directly or indirectly. And majority of the world, we need money. That's for the wealth, right? But some people, there's a different motivating factor for other people. It could be health. They want a healthy life. Like, they choose wealth over health. They're like, if you don't have, they choose health over wealth. And then some would choose family. Like, their family is their utmost priority. Some choose pleasure and enjoyment. Some just need spirituality, mental peace, and some want name and fame. It's not about money. It's not about money. It's about name and fame. It's about their the face projection in the society. So these are the ultimate goals of life, is what I think. Like, there may be more. There may be other motivating factors. There may be other driving factors for other people's. But like, this is basic, is what I think. So my question to you is, can you please tell me what is your motivating factor? To start with, my motivating factor is wealth, because I just is my voice clear?
Yes.
Yes. To start
Loud
with, my
and clear.
motivating factor is wealth. So please tell me what your motivating factors. Use the first letter of the word. For example, if it's health, use H. If it's pleasure and enjoyment, use P. If it's mental peace, use M. Please tell me what is your motivating factor. Wealth. G. It's G is what? F W. Okay, that's okay. To be honest, it differs from person to person, is what I'm trying to say. But at the end of the time, like at the end of the thing, we are all trying to do something that fulfills our goal or a desire. That is what we're trying to do. Like, even though we might go to other tracks which doesn't fulfill our desires or goals, at the end of the time we'll realize that we're not doing anything for it, right? So my question to you is, since, like, even though you might not have answered in the chat, but what is your goal of life, and what have you done to achieve your goals? Like, you've surpassed some time in your life, right? So what have you done? What have you done to achieve your goals? For example, if it's a healthy life, you want to lead a healthy life. So what are you doing for it? If you want to acquire a lot of wealth, what are you doing for it? Like, are you on the right track for it? Right? If you want a mental peace, if you are you into spirituality? Are you following other things? What are you doing for it? That is my question. Right? So let's say time is constant. Like, everybody has the same amount of time, right? This is constant. But life is all about what you can do with what you have and where you are. This is said by Theodore Roosevelt. This is one of my favorite quotes. He says, "Do what you can with what you have and wherever you are." This is all about it. This is all life about it. The opportunities you have, and how do you utilize them? That is all life is about. For example, See, even though our goals are different, person to person, but still, what are we doing today? Is it sufficing our goals? Is it sufficing our desires? Right? That is all life is about. And you can't, nobody, like, lot of people complain about opportunities and all. But to be honest, right now, everyone present in this business, we all have a same equal opportunity, that is Enagic, right? And we're all doing something about it. We're all doing something in our power about it, right? It can be of different efforts, or it can be of we're different time consuming, but still we're doing something about it. This is all an opportunity we have. But there are still people who are doing very well, and there are people who are not doing well. Why is this? Why is this difference? It is all about what you do with what you have. That is all matters, right? What do you have? Let's say, what do you have? Let's question ourselves. If life is all about what you can do with what you have, then what do you have? According to me, see, to be honest, when we like keeping aside all the basic needs like air, water, and food, that's not what I'm talking about. What do you have? According to me, you have time. You either have time or you either have money, right? Or you have both. That's very rare instances where you see time and money both. But you have time and you have money, right? And what do you do with what you have? So how do you utilize your time or how do you utilize your money will decide your fate, right? It will decide where you go in life. Where do you invest your time in, or where do you invest your money in? That will tell you, that'll show you where you go in life. That is basic. So let's say a lot of times, like a lot of people, for example, like there are so many rich people in this world, like Warren Buffett, and even in India, there's Ambani. Like they're earning so much per. Like recently, I read an article about Ambani. He says he earns around 73 crores Indian rupees in 1 hour, and it differs. Like Warren Buffett, he or Jeff Bezos right now, Amazon, he's earning so much per every 1 hour. Why is his income very different to ours? Why is he earning so much? Why are we earning so less? Right? It is about where he is investing his time, and it is about where we are investing our time, right? We could be doing anything in our life. Okay, right now, like it was about predetermined. For example, let's not. I'm not talking about studying. I'm not talking about what you're studying or what your course you studied or stuff like that. I mean, to be honest, you don't need that in Enagic. No one asks you what your qualification is, if you completed a degree or not. No one asks you that in Enagic, right? They ask you. They ask you if you're interested. They ask you this. They see if you understood the topic. They ask you. They see if you are interested to spread this very good machine, right? They don't ask you for the degree. They don't ask you what you studied. So see what I'm trying to say. Where you invest your time, okay? There are so many people who are successful in Enagic business. There are so many people who are not very successful in Enagic business. What is the difference? It is about the amount of investment they put in, right? And what is the investment we put in the Kenyan business? It is just one machine that we buy for ourselves. That is the key. That is the ticket for all of this, for the opening to all of this business, right? And the rest of the investment we put is time. That is what I believe. The amount of time you put in this business or anything for anything for that matter, even it may be even if it be a talent. For example, you learn a guitar. You're investing your time in learning guitar. By the end of the month or 2 months, you'll be very profounded in guitar, right? It's where you invest your time in. You may be into pleasure and enjoyments. You spend your time on having fun, entertainment, and things like that. But that doesn't give a lot of value, though, right? So that is what is wrong with a lot of people right now. Like our priorities, we have goals in our mind, but our priorities are not very linked. The goals and the priorities are not similar, right? For example, you want wealth, but that's not your working. You're living for survival. Wealth is a common motivating factor for everybody. But when you see that in a reality, a lot of people are just surviving. There's a desire for wealth, but they're just surviving. They just want to survive the day-to-day life, right? They're just ending that much. Like there is no. It's because they're not really connected to their desires. They're not really checking on their desires. They're not really reflecting on themselves of what they're doing, right? So let's say there are four things. This is something I learned from Thomas Yap in his Kenyan Business Masteries. I'm trying to share this. This is not my own thing. So let's say they say there's like 4 different categories, quadrants where you can work on. We're all fit into this. It's either something you're doing something from this, right? And it depends where. All that matters is where you are, right? All that matters is where you are in this. Okay. To be honest, let's say. So see, let's say for example, you're an employed person. What do you do, an employed person? You have a lot of time. And the person who's running the organization doesn't have much time. He doesn't have much, he may not have much skill, it doesn't matter about the skill. For example, this is an IT, let's say you're working in an IT organization. The person running your, he's a CEO, he's the owner of the business, the chairman of the business, might not have the qualifications you have. He might not have studied so much, but you're still working under him. What is happening there? He has an idea. He has a project for you. He has a whole vision for you. And what he's doing, he's paying you money for your time, right? You have a skill, you have a time. So what he's doing, he's paying you money for your skill. And collectively, he's making so much out of it. So that is employed. You sell your time, you sell your skill, you sell yourself for some kind of salary. That is employed. You could be working here. And self-employed. And what is self-employed? In self-employed, let's say you're very tired of the whole job thing. So you start your own very small organization and you have like 5 to 10 people working under you as a small organization. But end of the day, it is you who have to run this. Okay. They're just assistant. They're just helping you. This is assisting you, but they're not running this business, right? So the end of the day, the whole burden falls on you. Let's say, see, he says you can work yourself, but can you take a 6-week holiday and keeps your business going without you? Like, can your business go without you? No. In self-employed, that is impossible because you cannot trust anybody, to be honest. So you have to run it yourself. The whole stress, the burden falls on you, and there's so much time you put in. Like every time, every second of the day, every second of the month, you're working on your whole business. But end of the day, the fruits of it are not very. They're not. What do you say? They're not proportionate, right? So what happens? So that is something where you could be working on. I'm not saying what is right. I'm just saying these are the contracts that are present where you could be working on. And there's business. The big businesses, money working for you. This is like active, right? Active is where you sell yourself, where you sell your skills, you sell your time for some kind of money. Either you sell it to some organization or you put it in your own, invested in your own organization. This is active, where you put your undying efforts every single day. And this passive. In passive, what happens is, so in passive, what happens is basically money working for you. In money working for you, what happens is there's less burden on people. In big businesses, there's still burden on people. There's still efforts from people that'll keep you going on. But there's still, you'll get a lot of money from it. Like not a lot more compared to self-employed or employed. And from a lot of money, when you invest it on things, you'll become an investor. That is where money works for you. That is where money works for you, right? So I'm asking you to choose where you want to invest your time. You have an option. You have a choice. You could be working a job, 6 to 9 job, or you could be working on your own organization, or you could be working on you could be like, this is where you start from. And then that is where you go to the big businesses and invest it. I'm asking you to choose. There is still time, but you have to invest a lot of time. But let me tell you something, to be honest. Everyone in the Kenyan business, you know what happens in the Kenyan business? You're not a self-employed. You're not employed. You're not working under somebody. Nobody's paying you salary for doing things. Nobody's paying you salary for your time. Who's paying you? If you put efforts, the company's paying you commission on based of your services. It depends on, it is equally proportionate to the amount of time you put in. You see, there's a difference in there. You're working for yourself. You're working for your own goals in Kenyan business. You're not working under somebody. You're not working under your upline. You're not working for your upline. You're working for yourself, right? You see this a lot in Kenyan business where the upline is not very successful, but you're very successful. You see that a lot because you're working for yourself. You're not working for somebody. And that is a very good thing to start with, because to start with, like when I completed my graduation, I really didn't want to work under somebody. That is not something I wanted to do, right? So choose. And what happens, like let's say when you Kenyan business, we all know there's clarity that Kenyan business is a lot of money. That is why we're spending our days, like every Wednesday we're coming here, we're meeting, we're trying to do something better because we want to be better, we want to earn more. And there is that scope in this business, we know that, right? But I want you to cross-check this with the things you're doing right now, the things you're spending. Like I'm not talking about full-time Kenyan business people. I'm talking about part-time business people, part-time Kenyan people who are investing some amount of time on this business. I'm just telling you, the thing you're doing right now will it give you more money in the long run than Kenyan can give, than Enagic can give? That is my question to you. Cross-check, do the math. It's all about math. So let's say, see, this is like the inequalities in the world. Okay, this is something that fascinates me so much. Like, how can 10 billionaires, this graph shows the 10 men have as much as wealth as many countries. This fascinates me so much. This, like, how can people own wealth that is equivalent to the GDP of one country? What do they do that they have so much money? Why am I not doing that thing? Why am I not doing what they're doing? Right? Why am I doing some other thing that is like, that doesn't help me in any way? Why am I working for a job? Why am I working for an organization that pays me very less? And why are people who own the businesses, who own the organizations, are making as much as money as much as wealth as one country's GDP? What are they doing? Right? Like, why am I not doing that? Why shouldn't I be doing that? Right? It's not about qualifications, it's about opportunities that you grab. And to be honest, right now, we all have that opportunity. We all have the opportunity to grab right now. That is King Enagic. Right? This will give you some, this will 100%, if you put efforts in it, this will give you outcome. That is the clarity you need to get. Right? And see, this is another thing, okay? Over time, 2009, the combined wealth of the world's richest 380 people equal to the wealth of the bottom half. And 2018, only 26 billionaires have as much as wealth as the 50% population. How is this possible? Why is this possible? And why are we not in the top 26? Why? It's about the time we invest, where we invest our time. That's right. Or the money where we invest. I'm not sure if we have that much money where we can talk about investing. If we do, then I'm not sure, like, we would be doing something bigger, right? But like the time we have right now, where are we investing it? That is what matters. That is the reason why they are the top 26 billionaires and we are in the top 50 bottom. That is why. That is the reason. So what are your priorities? That is the question. That what are your priorities? The desires and the priorities, are they matching? Are they proportionate? If you want health, are you working on your health? If you want wealth, are you working on your wealth? What are you working on? What are your priorities? Let's question ourselves. If does Kengen have all the wealth? Does using Enagic water give you health? Yes, it gives you health. This is the best drinking water quoted by many other doctors like Hiromi Shinya. In his book, he says this is the best drinking water. Yes, this will give you health. 70% of drinking healthy water will give you health. There's family and welfare. By using this machine, you're not just using it for yourself, right? You're using it for your family. You're using it for your the people you know, right? So that'll give you family and welfare. This Enagic will give you that too. And there's wealth, right? Wealth. There's a lot of wealth in Enagic business. You see that from all the successful people right now present in this meeting. You know who's your role model, right? Why is he has so much wealth? What has he worked on? Enagic itself. He's not working on some other things, right? He's just working. He's putting his 24 hours. He's putting his how much ever time, so much investment. 24 hours that he's putting. I think 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours into this business. See what is the beautiful thing with Enagic business is there's a formula. The formula is the time you invest and the efforts you put in, or the skills is similar to everything. Like every person uses the same skill in this business. There's nothing new you have to do to get the different result. You know people who have succeeded, right? And the efforts you put, if you duplicate them, you will get the same result, right? There's a formula. You put in the same values, you'll get the same outcome every time, right? You'll not get a different outcome. That is the beauty with the Kengen business. The same amounts of effort, the same amount of time you put in this business will give you the same kind of effort as the leaders. And you don't have to do something new. You don't have to do nothing new. You don't have to experiment. You don't have to experiment your whole life on proving something which is already proven, right? So that is very awesome. To be honest, that is the best thing. Like after completing my whole question about after completing my graduation was, what do I do next? What do I study after I come back studying? What do I do? Do I do a job? Do I do my own business? How I'm not going to do a job because I don't like working under somebody. But what about a business? What the business I pick? Will it drown me or will it keep me afloat? Will it just keep me afloat or will it just keep me cruising? What do I want in life? Who will experiment this for me? Who will experiment a business for me without me having any loss? Right? That is my question. And to be honest, Kengen is already proven health-wise and wealth-wise. All we have to do is put in the same values as our leaders, right? Duplicate what they're doing and we'll get the same kind of results. The time, they're investing so much time. See, the Samsia or Michael Saw you see today is not just 1 day or 2 days or 1 year. It's an effort. It's a continued effort of 5 years or 6 years. The same kind of effort every single day. That is what gives you the outcome, not just 1 day or 1 month, right? A lot of people, like, see, to acquire any wealth, I believe there's one thing, that wealth is hereditary. It's not made in one lifetime. Like very rarely you see it made in one lifetime, right? You spend the whole of your life acquiring some kind of wealth. I want you to do the math right now. Like the amount of wealth you're earning right now, if you keep doing the same thing you're doing right now, I want you to calculate to yourself what will you earn by the end of your life, and want you to see the amount of time you're putting in this. These many years from your childhood you're putting into this. I want you to see if this is worthy, the thing you're doing right now. And I want you to cross check it with the opportunity you have right now. I don't want you to look for opportunities. You have a great opportunity right now. Enagic. Everyone who puts the same kind of efforts will get the same kind of outcome in this. And the business, the scope of it is not even scratched into 1%, right? We've seen that in EKW and things like that. The scope of the business is not even scratched 1%. There's so much to explore, and there's very less people doing it and very less people succeeding. All that we have to do is duplicate it, right? There's a lot of determining factors to what we're trying to do. For example, it's either interest, either passion, economic stability, cultural background. Oh, I want to talk about this cultural background. What cultural background? Basically, once upon a time in India, there's a lot of, I'm not sure if foreigners have heard about it, but like there's a lot of things that was related to caste. Caste is cadre that the society, a group of people belong to in the society, and according to that, they do their own occupation. Like caste is occupational based. So this cadre of people will do this work, and this at one point of time these were the restrictions we had. But right now, to be honest, we don't have that. We don't have those restrictions, but people are still restricted. They're restricting themselves to their works, right? And a lot of times we see our carrying our family business. We just it's a pressure, it's a burden, but like we still have to keep it going because it's cultural, it's traditional, it's family business, right? But I want you to question yourself: is this family business keeping you afloat, or is it drowning you? What is it doing? You need to make smart and quick decisions to get out and cruise, right? You don't have to be obligated to anything. You have the opportunity, you have the choice to do anything in this life, but you're doing whatever you're doing right now. So I'm asking you, make a decision quick, right? Talent or role model, these are the determining factors, right? So let me, like, a lot of people are deviated with talent and passion and things like that. They want to work in the arts, but something I've realized, okay, I've also was very interested in music and guitar, and like I at once I really even what do you say, considered a career in music. But to be honest, what you know what I learned, lot of rich people after like they earn so much wealth, you know what they focus on? Themselves. They'll do what they want, they'll work on their passion, they'll work on their interests. A lot of wealthy people work on their interest, their work, that their passion. They won't have any time bound, they don't have any money bound, right? So I've realized, I'm like, if I want to work on my, even if music or anything interests me, I want to make a career in it. Like at first I need the money power, I need the economic power to uphold me if I'm not able to succeed in it, because the success rate in the art history or any art sector is very low, especially in India. I'm not sure about abroad. In India, the things I've seen, it's very, very low. So to keep me afloat, I need economic power. I need to work on my wealth first, and after that, I'll have all the time in my life to work on my arts or anything, right? See, improvise, adapt, overcome. You improvise. Always keep changing things. Okay, anything stagnated is not good. Even water that is stagnated is not good. Anything stagnated, your career that is stagnated, it's not good. If you're working on the same thing over and over again, it's not good. If it's not giving you any result, then it's not good. If it's giving you results, then it's awesome, right? If it's not giving you this proportionate results to the amount of time you're putting in, you improvise. You adapt to the circumstances, you adapt to the time, the technology, you adapt to the society, and then you move on, you overcome, you do things that will give you different results, better results, right? So see, my background and my choices, okay. See, I've studied in Aga Khan Academy, Hyderabad. This is like the third best IB school, International Baccalaureate School in India. I've spent like around 55 grand USD on my high school studies, just for my high school studies. My whole thought was go to abroad, okay. Like my whole idea was to go abroad, go study somewhere like in Canada, do my graduation there, undergraduation, and then come back here and do a business. That was my idea. It sounds so fancy, to be honest. It sounds so fancy. It's so tempting to even do this thing. But to be honest, what, like when at that time the Kenyan business was cruising. Okay, my dad was, I think he was 6'2" back then. So no, he was he was a 6'8". He was just a 6'8" back then. He was not a 6'2". So he all of my family, we all decided to go abroad. They all wanted to make me study abroad and come back and all this. It was fancy. But when he became a 6'A, the clarity in his head changed. Like he questioned himself. He's like, what is my son gonna do? He's gonna go abroad. He's gonna study. I'm gonna spend another 1 million on his studies again, right? What is gonna happen next, right? What is gonna happen next? What will happen? He'll come back here. He'll probably get a job, but he doesn't like to work. Job is like, I'm telling you, everybody who works in corporate, everybody's working under a job. They know the defects of it. They know how bad it is, right? Even though you have a very good fluffy creamy salary, is not proportionate to the amount of effort you're putting in it. And then business, the thing with business is, it's such a fancy word to say. Like everybody asking, like, I want to do a business, but like, what is it? What are you gonna do? What is the specifics of it? What are you planning to do? What is the thing you're working on? There is no clarity.
Are you
Sam,
there?
we suddenly lost Saga. We cannot hear you, Saga. We suddenly lost you. Is it an internet problem? We can't hear you either, Sam. You're switched off.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just fill in while we're waiting for Saga. I remember Saga's dad, Mighty Saga, when I first met him in Kuala Lumpur, he had a lot of questions on his head. Even his friend, who is a police officer, told him that network marketing, it is illegal in India. Good thing that Saga sort of was open to listening to me, and I managed to tell him that it is not. Of course, it was legal. It wasn't illegal. So Saga was the dad. His name is Mighty Saga. Was operating as a conventional businessman. Saga, are you back on already, Saga?
Could be an internet problem.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Oh, you're back. Good. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm really sorry. There was a power cut and then my internet just shot away.
I see, but we can't see you. We can't see you. Okay,
you can
back on. All right.
You can see us, yeah.
Okay,
yes. Please go ahead and share.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so these were my background choices. Okay, so I really wanted to do something fancy because I've come from a very fancy background. Like, let me tell you, okay, this was my graduation and this is my batch. Okay, this is my graduation and this was my batch. And this is a strength of 69 people. And out of this, only 3 people are in India. See the pressure on me, okay? All of my classmates are abroad right now. They're in Canada, they're in USA, there's in Australia. And only 3 of these are in India, remain in India. And after that, I have to remain in my hometown, which is not even a city, okay, back at that time. So imagine the pressure that is falling on me. Like, everyone's going abroad, everyone's having the time of their lives, but I have to be back in India, be back into my hometown. Was like, there's nothing there to do. I have no friends. This was the pressure that was dawning upon me. But like, to be honest, it was I was not mature enough to understand why it was like why that happened. Okay, I really complained, I really whined on it. But to be honest, that was the best choice of my life, staying back and working on this business. At that time, like, to be honest, even if I spent so much on my graduation too, the results I'm getting right now out of this Kenyan business would never be proportionate. I would probably not even earn so much even after 20, 30 years of my life. And I'm so grateful for that. Right? That is only, I'm very personal. My life is just starting now. It's not even like my career is just starting now. And I've never been so sure about any career. Like, this is so stress-free. This is like, the time you put in will give you the fruits of it. It's very proportional. The amount of time you put in, the fruits, the results out of it are very proportionate, right? That is simple. That is a simple math in this business, right? And all these people right now, I'm not mocking them in any way, but this is reality. Okay, this is what they're doing right now to keep them afloat, because the graduation costs are very high, and if I went there, I'd probably be doing that too. I'm 100% honest. I would be doing that, and what their future is like. I'm very 100% honest. If I went abroad, this will be my life, right? But this is my life right now. This is just after 3 years. This is my life right now. This is my team, right? And I recently bought a Mercedes after I turned 62. This is my life, right? I see this is my life, and this is what I want for my life. This is my desire, and this is my priority. The fruits of it are like that. The results are like that. And I'm 100% sure nothing could give me this result in life at such a young age, this kind of clarity, right? And I'm 100% sure for the next 10 years or 20 years, I'm going to be doing this business, because till there's a person who's drinking water, he'll drink my water, he'll drink Kangen water, he has to drink Enagic water. If not now, after 10 years, he'll buy my machine, I'll drink my water. This is the clarity I have, right? And this is my family. To be honest, this is a family business. See, this is my family. I am a 6'8". My father, he's in the right-hand side, the top corner. He's a 6'8" I'm a 6'8". And my uncle, he's a 5'8". And my cousins, 6'8", 6'8", 5'8". This is my family. When you have clarity, it's not just you succeeding, it's your whole family. Why should some other person become a 6'8"? My family, my cousin, my uncle will become a 6'8". No, right? If there's metal in this business, then we will extract it from out of. No, we will only extract it. Why will I give someone this opportunity? This is a selfish kind of thing, but still, my family is succeeding in this, not just me. It's proven like that. All of my family, like my whole family, is a Kangen family. Every single person in my family is drinking Kangen water. Every single person has got a result out of it. So, what will be my clarity in my head? Like if it's giving so much clarity to my whole family, if it's benefiting so much health-wise and wealth-wise, what will be my clarity? Right? To change your life, you need to change your priorities. I mean, not just your priorities, you need to change your water, but priorities. Change your water, change your life, change your priorities, change your life. Simple. Change your priorities and what you're working on. Cross-check again, cross-check over and over again. Get your clarity right now itself. You're either in this. Does Enagic give you health? It gives you 100% health. Does it give you family welfare? It gives you 100%. A wealth, there's 100% scope of wealth in this. Lots and lots. How much have you dig? It just keeps coming out. The scope is just never ending. Pleasure and enjoyment, 100%. See, like, so much stress-free right now, and I have to answer to nobody. I have to just do work on my own, and I can just take out time whenever I want to. Right? I'm always roaming. There's always a vacation for me, and just an hour of this meeting. For example, there's a group meeting somewhere outside India, somewhere in India. I'll travel. I love traveling, to be honest, and that's my pleasure. Okay, I love traveling. I go there, I spend time there, I see a new place. End of the day, I complete my meeting, I complete my group meeting, come back home. It's like there's so much time freedom in this business. There is so much time where you could do other things, not just this. After a certain time, so after a certain amount of time, after succeeding in this, not before. Mental peace, name and fame. I mean, to be honest, doctors are treated so godly in everywhere, because they treat a disease and things like that. But name and fame, to be honest, imagine like, for example, we're sharing all these testimonies where you have caused some change in a family. How will the family see you, right? How will the family see you in their life? They're suffering from a chronic disease, chronic stuff that is like pressuring their family, burdening their family so much, and then you enter in their life, you give them Kangen water, and then that changes their life forever. How will they see you in life? What will be your name in the market? What will be your name in the society? Right? Doctor is treating things that you're suffering from, but you are not treating things. You are preventing it. You're giving them a healthy life forever, for 20 years, for 30 years, for like the rest of the time, you're giving them a healthy life. What will be your name and fame in the society? Right? There's no shine saying you're an agile independent distributor. Like there's no shame in it. It's a very proud thing to say. Like you're giving them water, you're giving them health, you're giving them healthy water. People are not even aware of what kind of water they're drinking, and you're giving them clarity on it. You're making them aware. You're giving them life. You're giving them health. It's a most pride thing. It'll give you the greatest name and fame. Like there's goodwill to this product. When there's goodwill connected to the product, you're not selling fake products or scam products. You're selling goodwill products, and this will always give you. This is a blessing. The goodwill connected to this will always come back. Right? See, this is a lifetime opportunity. Everybody who puts the same kind of effort, same kind of values in the formula will give you the same kind of result. That is the math to it. Duplicate your leaders, duplicate Samsia, duplicate Michael Saw. Simple. You'll get the same kind of results. There's no different track to this. If you follow the same route, you'll go to the same destination. Simple. Right? Equal life. It's a lifetime opportunity for lifetime, and we're all equals here. No one's working under somebody. No one's like, you're not working for somebody. You're working for yourself. Right? And zero investment business. Your only investment is one Kangen machine and your time. And I see a lot of people who waste a lot of time. And I'm like, let me put it like this. Let's say you're running a business and there's a lot, your investment is money. Would you waste your money? Would you waste your investment? That is money. No, you would not. You'd spend every single penny very correctly, very conveniently and very conservatively, right? Then when your investment is time, why are you wasting your time? Why are you not using it conservatively, very conveniently, very focusedly onto this business, right? You don't waste your investment. You use it very efficiently, right? And that'll give you the result. Prioritize plus efforts is equal to success. That is my equation. Efforts will give you success in this business. This is my equation. Clarity leads to power, and thank you. That is my presentation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saga.
Thank you, sir.
Let's give him a big round of applause for a young man to be able to share such wisdom, such gems of wisdom about the Kangen business. Here's someone who has got a question for you,
Go on.
Shiva.
Go on.
He was asking you to talk very briefly on some of the challenges that you have faced as a 682.
Okay. This is something I've learned in this business. Okay. A lot of times, I tell this to all of my distributors right now. Like, it's something I think it's very important. Like, if you're not a 6A, it's a very good news. If you're a 6A, it's still news, but like, it's a very good news to people who are not 6A. Like, when you're becoming 6A, right? When you're not 6A yet, I want your goal to be 6A2, not 6A. Because 6A2 is a whole other structure. You need 2 6As under you. 6A is just 100 sales, but 6A2 is 2 6As under you. Now, let's say you want to become a 6A, you somehow, difficulty, you just par the line to 100 sales. But next promotion is like another year away because you don't have another 5A or 4A who's a leader under you to become a 6A. The next promotion is very far away. It took me 2 years to become 6A. Why? Because there was no clarity. But when I got a clarity, my cousin was a 6A2 right now. He has 2 5As under him, and he became 6 months. He became 6A. After 6 months, he became 6A2. But it took me 2 years because there was a clarity. Like back at that time, there was no clarity how to do business. We just wanted to become 6A. But then it hit us. Next promotion is 6A2. That means 2 6As under me. And for that, you have to do a 6A thing whole over again. Another 100 sales. And that's like, you have to do, it's like doing the same work twice. So before, if you're not 6A yet, I want you to focus on 6A2. I want you to work on 2 leaders, like at least 2 leaders, because your next promotion after 6A is 6A2. So work on 2 leaders. That is my advice. Like that is my utmost advice. Like work on 6A2, not 6A. 6A will happen any day. It's fine. Even if you're not doing your business after 3 to 5 years, also you become 6A. But 6A will only happen with a team. So work on your team. Have a team. That is my thing. Thank you.
You are very focused, you are. I'm glad you showed a picture of a Mercedes. And When was it? How old was it when you bought the Mercedes?
Just recently, just 6 months ago.
Recently.
Yes, very recently.
Where do you get the money to buy the Mercedes?
Kengan, it's all.
Kangan, wonderful. Let's give him a big round of applause. And you are now 20 years old?
I'm 21, recently turned
21 and you're already owning a Mercedes. Wow. I think that's a dream of a lot of people in this world wanting to be able to enjoy. How do you feel, after you have bought the Mercedes Benz? Because in Malaysia and in India, I think it's a sign of success. Huh?
Yeah,
It's a symbol of
it's-
success.
It's a symbol.
How do you feel? How does your family take on to it?
See, I mean, it's it is what shows like in India, especially in India, your lifestyle shows the kind of success you have. It's not, you don't have to speak for it. And to be honest, I bought the Mercedes for expanding my business. I don't have to answer everybody. If I drive in a Mercedes to a meeting, I don't have to answer anybody about any questions. Like they won't have a doubt on the business, on the thing I'm working on. That is the clarity I want to give. See, there are a lot of billionaires in this world. I want to do what they're doing, right? Why should I do some? Why should I work for them? I should be doing what will give you wealth. And if I drive in a Mercedes, it's obviously for pleasure. To be honest, obviously for pleasure. It's like a tempting thing for a 20-year-old of Mercedes. But the whole lot of it was to expand my business. If I'm driving in a Mercedes to a group meeting, then I don't have to, like, half of my 70% of my work is done there. Right? That is my thing. Thank you.
You're living in your signs of progress, efforts of progress. Wonderful. By the way, how did your family take to you? Because you graduated, and every parent would like the graduate to do something, real solid, like being an employee. But you chose a different path,
Yeah.
and you have not only chosen a different path, in a very short while, you have shown big signs of success.
Yeah.
Wonderful. How did they take
Oh.
on to you initially when you're talking to them?
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
yeah, you're
This
going
is
to be in
okay.
Kangan.
I'll be very honest. Okay. I showed you my batch, and then I told them, I told you how 67 of them are abroad, and then to be honest, I really felt bad. Okay, when my father gave me clarity about why I should stay back in India, even though I got a clarity, I really whined. I really blame them for like keeping me back abroad, back at home. I didn't really understand why I was doing this. I was like, I was just trusting my father because I completely trust him. Everything is done, has been a success, so I just wanted to, like, he'll obviously keep me the right path, right? It was not my clarity. Someone has to give me a clarity, right? Even though a lot of things we know, we have to be reminded of it, right? So it was like that. And my father, like they were very happy. They want, I'm the only son, to be honest, and they didn't really like living apart from me. They wanted to live with me. Like, why should my only son live apart and then and come back with he's only not even making so much? What was the point of staying away for so many years? He's not even making so much, right? He's still working, he's coming back, he's still living away for a job and things like that. So they were very happy about me staying back. And then over time, like in 2017, I went on with my team, and then things like that happening, I started seeing like the results of it. And when I started seeing results, I didn't want to go there. I was like, oh my God, if I went abroad, my life would have been so different. My life would have been so different, and it would have not been worthy. It would have not been proportionate to the amount of time I was putting in. So it was the best decision, and like everyone's happy with it. Like my whole family is happy with it. Thank you.
You have made a very good decision. Traditionally, it's education first before wealth.
Yeah.
You are now going for wealth first, education later. Once you have made it big and you have become, a 682-3, go and do your MBA. They will be very happy to have you sharing your experience into the MBA group on how, you can break out in life in an alternative way.
To be honest, education is very important. Like the things I'm putting in right now, like the efforts, like the clarity, it's because of the economics I studied in my 12th grade. And I would have not have that clarity, like economics and wealth creation, if I have not studied. Like education is at utmost important. But like I can study right now. And still have time. This is the age where I have time, a lot of energy. So I can put it like my college is basically half day. If I go half day college, half days I'm putting it on Enagic, and that's simple for me. It's very simple for me. Like I am definitely gonna study a lot. Like studying is after 682-2 or 3. I'm definitely gonna study after 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Is your father, Mighty Saga, around?
I think so. I'm not sure. He's not like he's somewhere in the other room. I'm not sure where he is.
Oh, if he is around, I want to hear how a father, feels
He's there.
and
He's
want
there.
to share
He's
of
there, he's
how
there, he's
much
there.
he has pride in you.
He's
As
there,
son
he's-
has succeeded so well.
He's there in the meeting.
Oh, he's in the meeting? Okay. Sam, you have anything to add? Sam, I'm sure you've got a lot to add because
Yes, sure. Thank you so much, Saga. You're more than amazing today.
Thank you, sir.
All right, awesome talk today. Now I want to let you in on a secret. I suspect when your father brought you to Malaysia, right, he already had in mind to get you into the Kangen business.
He
Right?
definitely did.
Yeah. So I remember. I mean, when we first met in Malaysia back in 2017, I think you were still very young. Wow, that was 3 years ago. So you are quite, you're grown. I mean, you are unrecognizable compared to the time when I met you then. You were only 17 or 18 years old then, all right?
Yeah.
Let's have your dad to come on to
Definitely.
yeah, to share a few words of
Yeah,
pride.
Can you turn on your video, Mighty? In fact,
He's
I
there.
invited your father to come and speak, but he
Yeah,
nominated you instead.
Let me just call him. I'm not sure what has happened. Maybe his internet is gone or something like that. He was just there a few seconds ago on the.
Yeah,
He's
someone
there, he's
said
there.
getting him out from his meeting for the benefit of all of us.
Ask him. Yeah, he's there.
Very good morning to you all. I'm here.
Hello,
Good morning to
Mighty.
you all. Thank you. I'm somewhere else actually. I'm not in the same place. So thank you all. It was a great sharing. Even now my life really, I'm feeling that this is a great opportunity for me. Not for me, for entire my family. Not my family. Entire people. Entire my people who I love, who I believe they want to be success. Many people are succeed with this opportunity around me, in my own people and my family and myself. Today, even my son. I'm happy. I don't have more words to say because I'm enjoying with my son clarity. Only clarity. Clarity leads to power. That it can be lead somewhere because I'm seeing it is my mentor is Samsia. No doubt my mentor is Samsia. So I've posed a lot of questions. One day I spent this day. I got a clarity. Now today is my family business. Not only my business, my family business. And my friends, my relatives, my well-wishers, everyone is there in the business. They got succeed and they are enjoying their life just because of Enagic. Really, it's wonder if Enagic is not there in my life. I may be doing some social service in the society, but not this life. I may not give this great opportunity to my son. I may send to a great university. I may send to a great company. I may give an opportunity to start another business with a lot of investment, lot of risk, lot of people. But today, yes, as a family, as a team, I've given great opportunity to my son. That is my satisfaction with the Kangen. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, everyone. And my introducer, Mohan Sharma, there is a great opportunity for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
Mighty.
you for sharing, Mighty Saga. That's the sound of a proud father who's got a successful son. A proud father who's able to share a wonderful business with the family and all his friends. Thank you, Mighty. Sam?
Yes, I want to just say this, Mighty Saga. I have to say this. You are one of the most determined Indian distributors that I've come across. So despite all the challenges, you put through. And I remember being invited by you, Ming Wei and I being invited by you when we first landed in Hyderabad. Our first trip to Hyderabad, we went to Warangal. which is your hometown, and I remember the day. So I want to congratulate you and your son for the success that you have experienced so far, and there's still a way more to go. So I wish you and your son and your family members and also all your team members huge success in the Kangen business. All right, so let's all give a big hand to Saga and the dad, Mighty Saga, all right, for the journey in Kangen and for the experiences that you have shared today.